Good afternoon, everyone. Today we're going to start our discussion on time series. Time series is a very important topic as regards finance. Most of the data that finance people are exposed to or use in their daily analysis or activities is time bound, it's time series. So, for example, a finance person might be dabbling with macroeconomic data. So GDP, GNP, inflation, forex class. These are all time bound. These are all time series. Okay, and so time series is a very important topic in finance. I have put here, class. There are several models that we can use in trying to in coming up with a model for a time series. And one of the most popular one and a very powerful one is your ARIMA, which we're going to discuss in a while. I have provided you here some references. I would that you look at these references and learn also outside of this class hours kasi magagandang sources to ng ARIMA modeling class. Okay? So it's really impossible for us to discuss everything. So self-learning is also very important because you learn more when you do self-learn. Okay, so let's now load these packages. Now, you might have problems, Control X. I'll just remove this. You might have problems, Control Alt I, Control V. Kindly remove uh, TSM because you might have problems loading this. So just this class, forecast, FPP3, quant mode, T series, etc. Urca, plus Plotly, GG45, financial time series. So just this packages class. If you're having problem with that, of course, that means that that package has not yet been installed. So install it. I'll give you a few seconds to complete this and also separately try this. If this does not work, class, itong library TSM, then try this. Install remotes muna, tapos use remotes in order to use this function, install GitHub, to get it directly from the site of yung GitHub site ni Kevin Kotze, who is the author of TSM. Okay, sige class, please do that. Pero pag may problem pa rin dito, class, okay, let's leave it for a while because anyway, we're not going to use TSM today. Okay, ito lang yung mga importante sa atin. Not even everything here. Okay, and once you're done, class, kindly please uh, inform me if you're ready to continue after loading the packages.
Sir, ano po yung code for the TSM?
Ito, library TSM. Tinanggal ko lang, I just removed it here and then created another code chunk.
For the installation po.
Ito, here.
Yes po.
Nasaan nyo yan? Nasa notes nyo yan? Did you download already the text file? Everything is with you, class. Wala na nga kayo ito-type eh. Already there. Kindly confirm, class, if you got the correct text file. Not yet. Ha? Nasa Canvas, di ba? I gave that instructions, class. Canvas. Time series. It's there, class. So for those of you who haven't downloaded it, I suggest that you open a new R project. Don't mix it with the multiple linear regression. Kasi pangit yung ano nagmi-mix na yung mga topics eh. So create a new R project and then open a new RMD file and then copy class. Copy the text file that I provided you with. Okay? Again, may I request you to please chat yes if you're done with that. Okay, thank you. Vanes, thank you. The others, please. Okay. All right. I hope everybody's got the file. Okay. So this is the file. This is the text file I sent you. Okay. So please run the packages. I said to isolate TSM because sometimes there's a problem with the loading of this. If you encounter any problems with TSM, then you can also install remotes and then use remotes package to use the install GitHub function and get it from Kevin Kodzi, the name here. If you are encountering problems still, then leave it as is. We'll deal with that later. Okay, feedback please if we're okay, if I'm good to go. Okay, thank you. The rest? Okay, thank you so much. All right. So as I said, class, time series, time series analysis, it's both a science and an art. So we try to extract, we try to generate, we try to uh, get some insights from the time series data by looking at its structure, its attributes, its qualities, its characteristics, and try to see possible patterns that we can use with the main purpose of forecasting. So one of the objectives of doing time series analysis is to forecast. Not only to forecast, but also to try to see its relationship with other time series data or other time series data. So there are several approaches to modeling time series. And one of them is a very famous Box-Jenkins approach, aka ARIMA. Okay. So now we're going to study what ARIMA stands for. What is ARIMA? So ARIMA stands for autoregressive integrated moving average. So there are three parts here. You have your AR process, autoregressive. When you say autoregressive class, auto stands for self. Okay, for example, autobiography. Okay, you write your life story by your own. Auto sign. Okay, you're signing the document by your own class. So auto-regression class, you know what regression is? Regression is when we model certain data using other variables class. So for auto-regression class, okay, let me illustrate that quickly. So for example, you have this data, y sub t. Okay, this is our time series. Let's say 10, 8, okay, 9, 9, 8, 7, 10, okay? Let's suppose this is your time series. This is the latest, this is the earliest. Okay, remember the time series is arranged logically by time, either daily, weekly, depending on the frequency of the data. Okay, we can create an object called y sub t minus 1 here, class. We are using the time series itself. However, here, t minus 1 means log 1, log, L-A-G, log 1. What is log 1, class? It's the period before. So I'm going to create another object called y sub t minus 1, and it consists of the value before this one, 10, is 7. Okay? So 7 will now be alongside 10. And for 7, it will now be 8 here. And then 9. And then, so we were getting the values before. And then 8. And then 10. Okay? So this one class, since it does not have any value before, okay, so we're reducing now our data by 1. Okay, so what do we have here? We have here our original time series. We have here our log 1, y sub t minus 1. So we create now y sub t is equal to a certain constant class, let's call it phi sub 0, plus phi sub 1, okay, y sub t minus 1, and then plus your error term. So what's this class? This is a regression model class. Diba? Our predictor is now y sub t minus 1, the lag 1 value. So what did we just do? We created a model where our predictor is the past value. Okay, so it's the same. It's coming from y sub t class, only that we're getting lag 1. Okay, so that's what we mean by auto-regressive class. We're modeling y sub t using regression class, but the regressor class is itself. So you can have lag 1, you can have lag 2. If it's lag 2, this becomes 8, 9, 9, 8, and 10. So this is lag 2. So you now exclude these two lines. Okay, let me pause for a while and ask class if that's clear to you. If clear yung explanation natin about the autoregressive, about using the past values of your data in order to explain your data. Okay, comment please, class. You understood? Did you understand that? Hello, waiting for your feedback. Any questions? Comments if you understood that explanation? Okay. Thank you, Aaron. How about the others? Okay. All right. Thank you. So let's continue our discussion. Okay. I hope the concept of AR is okay. No? All right. Then we have MA. This time we're not using the past values of itself. We're using error terms. And then integrated. Okay. I'll explain what integrated means. All right. Let's first take a look at our first model, which we already discussed a few seconds ago, the AR1 process. So this is autoregressive, and then 1 here, class, means lag 1. Okay, if we print this, this is our model class. Y sub t is equal to a certain constant. This is your beta null in your regression plus beta 1 or phi 1. Take a look at the predictor class. The predictor is y sub t also, only that it's lag 1. Okay, so in other words, we're predicting our data set using yesterday's values. Okay, or if it's weekly data, last week's data. If it's monthly data, last month's data. If it's annual data, last year's data. Okay, so this is just a regression equation class. That's why it's called autoregressive class. It's still a regression in a regression format. Take note of the epsilon sub t here, class, because this is your predicted value and this is your actual value. And most probably they will not be okay, they'll not be equal. So that's why we're adding here the difference class so that it equalizes your actual value and your predicted value. Okay, just a second, class. Okay, apologies, class. All right. So to be consistent, we can use here phi sub O just to make it equal to the phi. These are just your parameters, class. It can be beta. Okay, so this is your AR1. And this is just a simple linear regression because we're not just using one predictor in order to model our dependent variable, which is a time series. Okay, So now there are certain assumptions, class, about your residual, just like in linear regression. So let's print this. Ito, class, no? Yung epsilon sub t natin should be normally distributed. So independently and identically individually distributed. Okay. Tilde means distributed. Normally distributed, zero mean and constant variance. Okay. Ito yan, class, no? This is something new to us. Itong overset, class, ito yon. Overset ni IID. Ibig sabihin above. Ito, class, yung simulation, ito yon, yung tilde na to. Okay, just for you to, just additional information. So sabi natin daw yung residuals dapat normal distribution with mean zero and constant variance. Okay, so those are the properties of your residuals. Now, another property, class, of your time series, dapat yung mga phi natin, ito, yung mga parameters natin, yung mga coefficients natin, class, it should have this condition. It should have this quality, attribute. Number one, absolute value of phi should be less than 1. That's equivalent to saying, class, that phi 1 natin, class, phi 1 should be between it should be between 1 and negative 1. That's the meaning of this, class. Absolute value of phi 1 should be, which means that your phi 1, class, cannot be lower than negative 1. And it cannot be equal to negative 1. And it cannot be equal to 1 or greater than 1. So that's the meaning of this, class. So which means that your phi, your coefficient, cannot be 1.2. Neither can it be negative 1.3. Hindi pa pwede yun. Kailangan between negative 1 and 1 lang, class, yung answer dito sa phi na to. No? It can be 0.87. Okay? It can be negative 0.75. Pa pwede yun, class. Because it's within the range between negative 1 and positive 1. Okay? This condition has to be met, class, for your AR1. Okay? Kasi, class, if phi 1 becomes outside the bounds of negative 1 to 1, okay, then that means hindi na mag-work yung ARIMA model natin. Okay, now let's go now to number 2, class. AR2. Ano ibig sabihin ng AR2? Okay, take a look at this, AR2. Okay, so ito, dalawa na class yung predictors natin, y sub t minus 1 at saka y sub t minus 2. Okay, I should have done this a while ago. Ang y sub t minus 2, class, ulitin natin, class, no? Y sub t. So ito yung 10, say 10, 9, 10, 8, 7, 9. Okay, kunyari ito yung time series natin, class, no? This is the latest, this is the earliest. So ang y sub t minus 1, class, will be yung value before. Ang partner nito, class, 7. Yung previous value. Ito 8. Ito 10. Ito 9. Ito 10. Okay? Ito 10. Then wala na. Kasi walang previous value to eh. Diba? So mababawasan ng isa yung y sub t minus 1. Si y sub t minus 2 naman, okay, it will look like this. Okay? Anong previous ito? 8. Diba? Or 2 periods before the last period. 8, and then 10, and then 9, and then 10, and then 10. Okay? So, 2 values missing. So, ito na yung data na gagamitin, class. Hindi kasi pwedeng may missing values. Alright? So, we're now regressing y sub t based on 2 variables, y sub t minus 1 and y sub t minus 2. Okay, you have this, class. So, it looks like now a multiple linear regression. This is your intercept. This is phi 1, and this is your phi 2, plus your epsilon. Okay. However, there are distinctions between a multiple linear regression and the time series using ARIMA modeling. Ano yung difference niya, class? Oops. Let me just remove the drawing. Okay, tingnan natin class, no? May condition class for an AR2 process. An AR2 process has to satisfy this condition. Dapat yung sum ng phi1 natin at saka ng phi2 dapat hindi lalampas ng 1 class. And also these others, okay? Si absolute value ni phi2, can it be less than 1? Or, ito yung kanina, no? Same thing. This means that -1 and 1, okay? Dapat si phi2 should be between these two. Phi2 class, hindi si phi1. However, dapat pag in-add natin si phi2 at saka si phi1, less than 1. And when phi2 minus phi1, dapat less than 1 din. So these are the conditions, okay, for an AR2 process to work. Again, ano yung AR2 process? Dalawa yung predictors natin, y sub t minus 1 at saka y sub t minus 2. Okay? What are we modeling? Y sub t, okay, is equal to a certain constant, let's call it phi 0, plus ito yung slope ni phi1 ni y sub t minus 1 plus ito yung slope ni phi2. And then we have an error term, epsilon sub t. So this class is your AR2 process. And take note class yung index natin t, no? Sa multiple linear regression, y sub I. Kasi hindi naman time bound yun. Alright? Alright. Pa-ask ulit class question. Is this clear? Okay, I hope you give, ang bilis ng oras. Hala, bilis. Is this clear class? Kindly quick feedback class, please. Okay. Yeah, okay, Aaron. Okay. So, yung ibang class, clear. Okay, good. Okay. All right, sige. Let's move on, class. So in general, what does an ARP process look like? P stands for the logs, di ba? So AR1 means T minus 1. Okay, kung ilan yung time natin, okay, minus 1 yun. Kasi mababawasan ng isa. Okay? Tapos ang ARP class, T minus P yan here. And how does that look like, class? Log 1, log 2, log 3, up to log P. So kunyari, 10 logs class, 10 logs, ibig sabihin nun, T minus hanggang T minus 10. Tapos ito, T minus 9, T minus 8, T minus 7, etc. 10 logs, no? Kung AR10 to. So yung P class generic, you have here T minus P. Same thing, this is your time series, and then we're regressing it with its past values. Log 1, log 2, log 3, up to log 10, plus a certain plus the residual. Okay, let's now go class to MA, moving average. So kanina, we discussed autoregressive. Now let's discuss MA. Si MA naman class, as you can see here in the model, diba? Si MA, we're modeling your time series based on past residual values. So y sub t is equal to epsilon t minus 1, no? So you have your constant plus your error at this time plus the past error, log 1 ng error class. So that's your MA1. MA1 sa class, no? Moving average. So while AR makes use of the actual values of your time series, si MA class makes use of the residuals. Okay? Residuals. So may ano ba rin class? May condition ba rin for theta 1? Okay, is it like si theta 1 ba class pareho din na absolute value niya should be less than 1? Ganun ba rin to? Okay, so you find that out, class. Ano mo conditions kung MA1 or MA2? Kasi pag MA2, di ba dalawang ano yan, theta 1 and theta 2. So that's the conditions, is the same conditions. Is it the same conditions as your AR1 and AR2? Yung phi2 plus phi1 should be less than 1, and phi2 minus phi1 should be less than 1. Okay. All right. Gosh, bilis ang oras. Okay, how about this class? MA2 class. MA2 class is just the same as MA02. Why? Kasi walang AR component, no? Only the Q component or the MA component. So this is how you write it: ARMA PQ, where P is the log of your AR process and Q is the log of your MA process. Okay, so MA2 is just the same as MA02, or it's just the same also as ARIMA 002. Mamaya titingnan natin yung ARIMA, no? All right. So this one, okay, theta epsilon t minus 1 and epsilon t minus 2. And notice the epsilon sub t is written here sa simula, no? Of course, pwede naman sa dulo. Ano lang siya. I prefer writing it here. Para t and t minus 1, t minus 2. So how does an MAQ look like? Okay, Q logs, di ba? T minus Q. Okay, T minus 1, T minus 2. So lahat ng predictors natin will be yung residuals. Okay, up to T minus Q. And then you have a certain constant. Can be, ano lang naman yan, names lang naman, class, no? Mean. All right, on the other hand, class, what's an ARMA PQ? An ARMA PQ class, so mayroon P order nito kay AR and Q kay MA. Okay, so that's why an ARMA 1-1 process, 1 AR1 and MA1, it will look like this. So you have a certain constant plus, this is your AR1 process, plus epsilon sub t, and this is your MA1 process, di ba? Okay, so that's your ARMA 1-1. How about your ARMA 1-2? Ganun din, dalawang logs ni AR. Okay, t minus 1, t minus 2, plus 1 log ni MA, t minus 1. And of course, another example here, ARMA 2-2 naman, dalawang log ni t minus 1, t minus 2, your epsilon sub t, t minus 1, t minus 2, ARMA 2-2. Okay, pause muna ako, class. May I request you to please comment if you're able to understand so far yung ARMA 1, ARMA 2, ARMA 1-1, ARMA 1-0, pwede rin yun. Feedback nga, please class, kung naintindihan. Or do you want me to repeat something there? Okay, thank you. All right. So, could you tell me, class, what model is this? What is this model? Could you please chat in the chat box kung anong model to, anong ARMA ba to, AR ba to, MA ba to, ARMA ba to, class? What model, class? Guess. Come on, class. Guess lang, guess. Subok lang. How about the others? You just don't say ARMA, no? ARMA ano? Kailangan may lag yan. Anong order? Is it ARMA 100, 100? Is it ARMA what? Okay. Notice class, yung ARMA class, may ano yun. You have to identify yung P at saka yung Q. Okay, hindi lang ARMA, no? ARMA is wrong. So yan. Okay, thank you, Wanas. Thank you, Charis. Okay, Lara, thank you. All right, the answer class is, tinan nyo class. Ano yung highest log ni AR process? T minus 2. So this should be, yung AR nito class, order 2. Si MA naman, order 1. So you're correct. The answer is, this is an ARMA 2-1 process. Okay, you might ask, bakit wala yung X sub T minus 1? Okay, is that possible? Yes, class. Because, okay, because ang assumption nito class, yung phi1 x t minus 1 class, okay, we're assuming that this is 0. Kasi pwede mo maging 0 yan eh. So here in the equation, it did not put anymore phi1 x sub t minus 1 because this turned out, for example, that this was 0. So kung 0 siya, hindi na linagay. Hindi na linagay itong equation, yung part of the equation na to. Okay? All right. So, oh no. So here, class, is an ARMA PQ model. No? Here. So you have P lags of AR process and Q lags of MA process. Okay, so I think this is just self-explanatory. Now, there's another model class, yung ARIMA PDQ. Okay, ano tong ARIMA PDQ? There is this D class, and D stands for difference. Okay, D stands for difference. So what do we mean by that? So let's just quickly show this class. Kunyari, y sub t natin. It's 10, 8, 8, 9, 10, 7, 8. For example, these are data, time series data. This is the latest, this is the earliest. So we can now create an object called dy sub t. Okay, what's dy sub t? Difference. So here may nakalagay na differencing na 1. So what does that mean? So you generate another object by subtracting, by differencing. So the value today minus the value yesterday, 1. So yun yung differencing class, kaya it's called difference. 7 minus 10, that's negative 3. 10 minus 9, that's 1. 9 minus 8 is 1. 8 minus 8 is 0. And 8 minus 10 is negative 2. Okay? So hindi kasama yung 10 kasi wala siyang pair. So now, class, this is your dyt. No? So itong ARIMA 111 class, it's saying that, okay, before you do the model of 1, 1, okay, what you should do is to difference first. So ito na class yung minomodel natin. This is what we're modeling. So your equation will now look like dyt. Okay, so that's what we're modeling. We're no longer modeling yt. This is the original data. We're now going to model the difference data. So it's 1 and 1. So therefore, it's phi 0 plus phi 1 plus dy t minus 1. Diba? This is your log 1 of your dyt data. And then plus your residual plus theta 1, okay, epsilon t minus 1. All right? So you're now plotting, you're now modeling a different data class. So that's your difference data. Okay? Will ARMA 11 be the same as ARMA 111? Will they be the same? Yes, class, they can be the same. Only if what you're modeling with ARMA 11 is your dyt, the difference of t. But if you're using ARMA 11 for yt, then you will not have the same result as ARIMA 1-1 for YT class. Kasi for ARIMA 1-1, you will have to difference this, di ba? You have to create this object dyt. So what you're now modeling in ARIMA is not YT, but it's already dyt. And if you're using ARMA 1-1, okay, and you're using this one, y sub t, then the result will be different class. Kasi here you're modeling y sub t, here you're modeling dyt. Okay, so I leave your class to just a minute class. Sorry for the extension. Now, stationary data class is very important. Please read through this. Stationary data is important because you can only model class a time series using ARIMA if it's stationary. Let's plot this one class, data, air passengers. So this is a data that comes packaged with R. And then let's create this object AP, and then let's print AP. So this is 12-year data of air passengers in New York City. These are, I think, in millions, no? From January 1949 up to December of 1960. So this is a 12-year data. Okay, if we plot this class, take a look at the plot of this one. So in this case class, this is not stationary. So we have to have a determination class of whether your data is stationary or not. When is a time series stationary? When it has a constant mean and a constant variance. So in other words, it should behave this way. So this is a stationary data. Okay, it has no trend, not going up, not going down, and its variance is constant. It just behaves across this. Remember class, in our heteroscedasticity, if your variance behaves this way, there's a fanning out class, then that means heteroscedastic to. Okay, so what do we do with this? We cannot model this using ARIMA class. So you have to do some transformation. So this is the last one. Okay, I'm sorry, you may leave class, no? I'll just ito lang class, no? I gave this also. We need to do some transformation, and I'll just show you this example. Here, I'm first getting the log of your AP. If you get the log of your AP and print this class, notice now that your values has changed. Diba kanina in the hundreds eh? If you get the log of that, then mas scale siya. No? Okay, and then another thing, not only getting the log, we also get the difference. Yung difference class ma-minus, no? So let's create another object, diff log AP. Okay, control enter. And then let's print this. Okay, you can see that now the values are now different. No? Okay, and then we plot this. What do you have? You now have a data class that has no trend. Okay, notice that hindi na siya going up, neither is it going down, and it's not fanning out anymore. Okay, so this is now what we call a stationary time series. Okay, so what's the purpose of this? You can only use ARIMA, the model ARIMA class, if your time series is stationary. Okay, if it's not stationary, for example, for this one, a while ago yung airline passengers natin, hindi siya stationary class kasi may trend siya pataas here. Diba? Ito. We cannot use ARIMA here, class. Okay, what do? We need to transform this data first. Transform it such that it becomes stationary, constant mean. And there are several ways to transform your data into a stationary time series. One way is to get the log. Another way is to get the difference. Another way is to combine getting the log and getting the difference. Okay, so with that class, let's end our discussion here.